Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 run. Hope you're all doing well. Today, I've got a goofy one for you. We're going to be playing a maximum knockback build. So I'm playing the Loud, one of my favorite characters to do goofy runs with. And we're going to be building Shuriken, which bounces from enemy to enemy. And the challenge here is that I have to take every piece of bonus knockback that we see, and nothing that decreases my knockback. So I'm going to try to maximize knockback by the end of the wave and try to bounce enemies away from us. Knockback was newly buffed in the 1.1 beta update, so I'm trying to see how well the knockback strategy works. Want to get right in close to the enemies here to make sure that we attack every single time our shuriken is off cooldown. And then can we kill this tree? We got a critical hit even there on the tree, which is great. Shuriken, not a good wave 1 weapon, but the Loud has a lot of enemies on the field, so we still made 54. Here, I'm going to take 5 harvesting. Although the Loud has harvesting penalties, we can kind of offset those. So while our harvesting won't be growing over the course of the game, even though I take 5 at the beginning, it will instead just not be shrinking as quickly, and that can help increase our economy pretty early, which is nice. Take the shuriken and roll. And a shuriken. Gonna go ahead and lock the coupon here and roll. Roll again. And a 4th shuriken. That's an awesome start for us. We have a good economy item locked. And 4 shurikens. I hope I didn't roll past a knockback item there. The challenge for this run, of course, is going to be that I, out of habit, skip knockback items. So I'm going to need to be very, very careful in the shop to try to make sure we pick all the knockback items we see. Four shurikens is pretty good. We made 53 with 9 on the ground, wave 2, which is great. And I'm going to take 5 harvesting again. When you get harvesting early like this on the Loud, I think it's still worth taking just to offset the penalty. You don't want to invest heavily in harvesting because it's just hard to build it, but building some harvesting can help out a decent amount. You go ahead and take 5 crit chance. That's great for the shurikens because the more you critically hit, the more they bounce. And then, yeah, we'll take the level 2 shuriken. I will roll here. I would rather roll for more to lock more shurikens than buy the coupon right away. I just want as many shurikens in the shop as we can find. And we'll lock this one. Had to go refill my water, so you may notice a brief skip in the recording, but let's just go ahead and jump into wave 3 there. The level 2 shuriken is awesome. Level 2 shuriken bounces twice, so every time we critically hit with that one, we basically kill 3 enemies instead of 2, so that's going to increase our farm speed dramatically. Obviously would really love a baby gecko, one of the most important items for this version of the character as well. Alien Tongue, of course, we have to take because it gives plus knockback now. So, even though it's not, like, my favorite item for this type of character, it will be part of the challenge run that we're doing, so we're definitely going to take it. 5% attack speed versus 5 luck. I think I will take the attack speed. On the Loud, you really want to prioritize getting damage stats online as soon as possible, because all of your economy just comes from killing enemies. Luck is also very good on the Loud, but just making sure that you have wave clear to stay alive and kill enemies is the most important thing. Take the coupon and the shuriken and the claw tree and then roll. And we will go ahead and buy the gentle alien. Roll again. I was looking for more shurikens. Do I want the helmet? I think not badly enough to lock it. And for 6, I am going to reroll to try to lock another shuriken. Maybe other economy items. So you can see our wave clear is good enough to kill most of these waves, but the challenge is going to be... One challenge that we're going to have is we actually can't use Sharp Bullet. And piercing, of course, is normally very important to this kind of build on the Loud, any ranged weapon build. But we can't use Sharp Bullet because they changed it so it has minus knockback now. so we are not allowed to take it by the terms of the challenge. So that will actually decrease our clear speeds dramatically compared to some versions of this character. I'm going to take 4 melee damage here. Shuriken, despite being a ranged weapon, scales with melee damage. Notice the little sword there. So we're just going to go ahead and take 4 melee damage to maximize our clear speed. And I will take 10 luck over 8% damage here, I think. Sunglasses, that's awesome. Weird Ghost, very good as well. Can I afford all of these? I think not quite, right? So we'll take Sunglasses and Shuriken, and then I guess I want the propeller hat. Oh, okay, we can afford all of these. I did the math wrong. And then we will lock this Shuriken and the Insanity. Gummy Berserker would be fine. Plus range isn't horrible, but with already -1 armor, I really don't want to reduce my armor any further. And you don't want to invest in economy items that require you to delay buying clear speed, like Piggy Bank. If we buy this now, we then have to like save money in order to make the Piggy Bank work. And you really don't want to do that on the Loud, which gets all of its money from killing enemies. In general, I also think it's not usually worth buying Piggy Bank in the shop, unless your run is very, very easy. And you're just trying to run up the score. But especially for the Loud, it's dangerous to do that. Getting no consumables here. I'm definitely at risk, because the Weird Ghost. I was expecting to be able to heal up much sooner than that with the number of enemies on the field. And we don't have a ton of luck, but we've got some, so you'd expect to get some consumable healing. As it happened, we did get consumable healing, so we're fine, but that was a little bit dicey. Here, I'm going to roll. 5% damage would be fine, but I think we can do better. Yeah, I'll take 4 melee damage. I want some lifesteal soon as well, but more damage is good, and then we will take 8% damage. Rather than 5%, because 8 is more than 5. Come back to youtube.com/Cephalopocalypse for more astringent analysis like that. We're going to pick up the Insanity here and then roll. Fairy, not actually that impressive for us right now. We only have 6 unique level 1 items, but still a very good item. So I'm going to pick it up, and we'll just try to build into the Fairy from now on. This is our Wave 5 shop, so it's the last one where we are guaranteed to see a weapon. So I'm going to roll here and see if we can find another Shuriken. We missed on it, but I'll go ahead and lock the Fertilizer. Even on the Loud, and even when we're building melee damage, Fertilizer is such an efficient item. Definitely worth buying. Still haven't seen a Boxing Glove, an Alien Tongue, anything that increases knockback yet. Seen a couple things that decrease knockback, but nothing we would have wanted to take. So the challenge hasn't been particularly challenging so far. Shuriken Loud is also just a really fun run, though, so I'm not that unhappy. Go ahead and heal back up after I took that one hit, because our armor is negative, so every hit I take is very painful. Let's go ahead and roll here. I could take 1 lifesteal, but I think we want more damage, or armor, or HP. I'm going to take the armor. I really don't like sitting at negative armor, so while in another circumstance I might have taken the damage there, I really just don't want to be at negative armor here. Take the Fertilizer and the Muscly Dude. We need max HP and we need melee damage, so it's perfect. Take the Charcoal, roll. Another Shuriken, and there's the Alien Tongue. Which of these is going to help the most? Let's go ahead and just buy the level 2 Shuriken, and then we'll lock the Gentle Alien and the Alien Tongue, and go to the next wave. Alright, that'll be our very first point of knockback. I'm generally on the Loud. I think you want to kill the eggs because unless you're a melee loud character, so if you're using ranged weapons and you're playing the loud, I think you want to kill the eggs usually, because wasting damage on the big slashers slows your clear speed for the rest of the enemies on the field, and there's so many of them that you're not getting that much extra money by attacking the big enemies. Or you're not getting any extra money by attacking the big enemies, so letting them hatch actually just costs you income, I think. Leaving 77 on the ground, I'm really looking forward to that alien tongue next level. We have no bonus speed, so I'll take 9% speed. And I want the attack speed, or I want the luck, I want the armor, I want the health. I think I'll take the health. 30 health was feeling pretty bad for me. All right, so the challenge kind of brutalizing us here because we can't take minus knockback, even though whetstone is one of the perfect items for this build. But when you're building a knockback challenge run, then you gotta not take negative knockback. We'll pick up the shurikens here, and celery tea is interesting. So double enemy HP on the loud is super, super dangerous. It's very easy to get overwhelmed and killed. Our damage output is good, but not amazing. The XP gain would be fine, but I think we actually want to roll past the celery tea. I think it's too dangerous to pick this item, and it costs you so much money the wave that you get it. I think unless you get this item very early, it's often not worth it, and on this character in particular, it's too dangerous. Bandana's awesome, because this is a piercing item we can buy, instead of one that reduces our knockback, so we're allowed to buy bandana. And that'll be amazing, because we managed to pick up Pierce before Wave 9, too, so we'll have a lot of extra wave clear on the most numerous wave. One knockback is not enough to see enemies get knocked back yet, but as we continue to find more, we should be able to build quite a lot of knockback going forward. The armored chargers, of course, are absorbing a lot of hits, but at this point we have enough critical hit chance and enough damage that we're still clearing everything else by bouncing shots off of them, so it's fine. I'll just take 8% damage there. We just want the maximum damage we can get at this point to try to clear the waves as fast as possible. Take the bandana, and I will take the duct tape. With only one armor, this does actually increase our survivability. Tentacle, of course, is awesome, and we'll roll here. Still nothing that increases knockback. I'm really trying to keep an eye out for that, but again, I'm sure I will forget at some point. Or have already. A gentle alien, of course, we'll definitely take. So the extra pierce is really coming in handy, as you can see here. Just the sheer number of enemies we're clearing through because of it is massive. And while we would like increased XP gain, I'm glad we didn't take the celery tea, because I think on wave 8 we would not have actually survived. With double enemy health. Just the number of enemies on the field when you're playing the loud means that items like that are just really, really dangerous. Of course, the number one item for us at this point would be Hunting Trophy. But failing that, I'll just accept a couple knockback items, because I really want to try the knockback thing. 700 materials with 70 on the ground. Of course, amazing income for wave 9. And this is the power of the loud, is you start getting just ridiculous amounts of money. Take 15 luck here, and I think I want to start building lifesteal at this point. 3 armor would be very good, so I could take that. I could also roll for damage, attack speed, HP. I think we'll just take the 3 armor. Just makes it less likely that we die. Alright, Coil. This is the item that we were hoping for the most. Increases our knockback and gives us additional damage based on knockback. So it's one of the items that gives us extra knockback synergy that we can now use in the new patch. So we're going to try to buy as many coils as we can find. Shackles gives us regeneration and range. Caps our move speed at 8%, which is a little bit low, though both range and regeneration are fine. I think for 144 it's not a great purchase, so we'll pass on it. Not allowed to take the sharp bullet. Even at this late stage, though, Tractor is still going to be good. And Blood Leech, I do want more lifesteal, so I'm going to pick that up as well. Roll again. Additional piercing damage, because we've got the bandana, so you can see minus 50% damage. It goes up to minus 35%. Take the Dangerous Bunny and the Injection, and then roll. Another Shuriken, and a Beanie. Still a little bit shy on the knockback items. But that coil is pretty fun. So let's see. Our enemies actually getting pushed away from us, really. Looks like we're mostly still just killing them in one hit. And we probably won't see a huge visual on enemies getting knocked back until we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 knockback. It is my opinion that the numbers on knockback items, in order to make it a viable strategy, just need to be higher. I think that if you want to, except for like Pacifist with the hand, because hand starts with 30 knockback, but the addition of 1 knockback here and there, 2 or 3 knockback from Boxing Glove, etc., just doesn't, I think, help keep you alive enough to justify spending money on it for most characters. Even stacking knockback, we haven't been that excited by it yet, though admittedly the shop hasn't offered us that much. But we'll see what shows up as we continue to go. I'm going to take the Alien Worm here. It's 3 regeneration and 3 HP. We have no consumable healing right now, but we do have a fairy, so extra regeneration is good. And we need max HP. Take the Ritual here, and 2 more armor. That puts us at a pretty good amount of armor at this point. Upgrade our shurikens. Shuriken is one of the weapons that upgrades the best in the game. You get extra bounces, you get extra attack speed, you get extra critical chance, and you get extra scaling from melee damage, so everything about shuriken gets better as you upgrade it. Broken Mouth, another shuriken, and a muscly dude, and roll. Still no attack speed. I actually could take the crown here. We've got 26 harvesting, and it's still pretty early. We could end up with a decent amount of harvesting on the loud. Yeah, we've got 19 regeneration. We could end up with a decent amount of harvesting on the loud. Let's just go ahead and grab blood donation and crown. And now we're maximum greed mode. Taking 1 damage per second is definitely a little bit dangerous, but because we found the fairy, it's much less risky than it would be on other versions of this character. Shuriken, not the most amazing single target damage weapon in the game, so we are having a slow time killing the elite. I think we will get it, because it's already at its 50% stage 2, and we're not yet halfway through the wave. Have to kind of dodge away from it to clear other enemies for a bit, though. So we might end up just shy of killing it, which would be fine. A little sad, of course, but the Loud's economy is so good that you don't need the legendary items from the elites in order to be as powerful as possible. Okay, running over to it. Nice! Okay. Alright, I left a million materials on the ground and took a bunch of damage there, but we got it, and I just really wanted to do that. And hey, it rewarded with 3 knockback and 12 melee damage, which is obviously better, but 3 knockback. Let's roll here. We can definitely do better than a level 1 upgrade. 4 lifesteal is great. Level 4 shuriken, and in fact we can buy all of these items. And Nothing here that decreases our knockback, so I will take or increases or decreases knockback. So I'll take the metal. I don't think we need Cyberball. I'm gonna roll again. Mouse, one of the ideal items for the loud, and then we'll take the dangerous bunny as well. I played that last round very aggressively, I would say, very riskily, and perhaps one might say badly. But I really wanted that elite kill, so, you know, scoreboard. Leaving a ton of materials on the ground here, so we're going to have to do our level best to pick them up. We haven't found any geckos, we haven't found Fifth's Relic or anything along those lines. So we're just working off the one alien tongue for pickup range at the moment. Which, as you can see, doesn't really help that much when it comes to picking up materials. Alien Tongue is more useful when your healing is based on consumables than as an economy item. Really for that more than it is for improving your economy. And this character's healing is, of course, based on the fact that we have Fairy and our high lifesteal plus bouncing weapon. 5 regeneration, that is a pretty significant upgrade, so I'll probably just grab it. It's a level 4 upgrade, so hard to go wrong with that. Our move speed is fine. Take 10 luck here. Losing 2 melee damage, definitely a downside, but Lucky Charm is really good. Take all of these and then roll. Another Shuriken, great. Okay, plus 1 knockback on the cog. This is where the challenge is really coming back to bite us, because we have to buy this for 80, even though it's 1 knockback. Another mouse and another Lucky Charm, and we'll roll. And an Insanity. Our knockback is up to 10, so we should start seeing enemies get bounced away from us a little bit, if any enemies actually survive an attack. Yeah, alright, so we're sort of stopping the helmet guys in their tracks a little bit. You can see them kind of stopping moving. If we get up to like 30 knockback, I think we'll start seeing enemies get pulled away from us by our bouncing shurikens. And at that point, it might actually be helping with our survivability, but I have to say that the knockback gimmick build, at least with this implementation of it, is not looking like knockback is a viable strategy, and I would like to see them buff the numbers on it. Honestly, I think Boxing Glove could give like plus 10 knockback and it would be just fine. The numbers are just so conservative, and I don't really know why. Because if you're knocking an enemy away from you, you're not killing it, and that means that you're slowing your economy just for survivability. And so many enemies are immune to knockback, elites are immune to knockback, or immune or highly resistant, and elites are immune. So I think that the numbers on this just need to be higher. Like, why is this not plus 4 engineering plus 4 knockback? That would be much more interesting as an item. Let's go ahead and take attack speed. That's currently our stat that is the weakest for us. Still can't take Sharp Bullet, but we can maybe build Gambling Token. If I want to start building Dodge, yeah, we can probably start building Dodge at this point. There's Sif's Relic, so that's great. I guess the fact that we found no geckos was just preparing us to find Sif's Relic, the item that we've been looking for most of all. At this stage of the game, it's a little bit too late for Bean Teacher, even with 50% XP gain. We might... Actually, if I take Bean Teacher and we're the Loud, that probably gets us to level 25, so that's going to be another high-level upgrade, a level 4 upgrade. So I actually am going to take the Bean Teacher even quite late. Bowler Hat, though, I think we're going to pass on. And let's go ahead and take a Shuriken, a Broken Mouth, and we'll lock the Propeller Hat as well. And a roll here. We don't need the Scar in addition to the Bean Teacher. I actually have not increased my damage output that much since our last Elite fight. We just haven't found that many damage items. Ooh, our 8% dodge coming in handy there. So we're going to kill the Elite, but it will also be fairly slow this time around. And I have to be a little bit aggressive with my positioning in order to make sure I'm constantly attacking it. So that does put us at a little bit of risk, although much less so because while we haven't been building, much less so than last time, while we haven't been building too much damage, we have been building a ton of survivability. So we were able to just live through everything the elite threw at us without too many problems. Torture we definitely don't want here. 20% lifesteal is plenty. I'm going to take the crit chance, and we'll take the 8 melee damage. That's great. That increases our damage output dramatically. Take this and this and this, and then roll. And another shuriken, and let's go ahead and buy this one. Roll. Still no knockback items, but we do get a leather vest and a pumpkin. Black belt, an excellent item for us, because it gives us knockback and some relevant stats. And yeah, we still have to buy the cog. Roll again, and I will take the butterfly as well. So now our knockback is up to 15, so we should probably start seeing enemies getting pushed away from us a little bit here. Still just dying in one hit, so I guess, like, next wave when we get the tentacles. Or, yeah, okay. You can see the tentacles are getting pushed a little bit away from us. And as our attacks bounce into them, they're maybe getting pushed away. But this is very much me sort of scraping the bottom of the barrel for, hey, look, the knockback is doing something. And you can really see why I tend not to favor this stat in most plays, in most runs. Because so many enemies are immune to it, and even when you have a bunch of it, the effect is relatively minor. We could get... I will probably do another run where I go hands and build all knockback as well, because I think that would be fun. Wisdom we don't want. We want to burst down elites, I think, and we're looking to increase our damage, so we're going to pass on the wisdom here. We will take the lifesteal. 23 is fine, actually. I'm going to roll for more damage, or armor is good, too. Take the attack speed as well. We currently have 11 engineering, actually, so Nail will give us quite a bit of additional damage. Shuriken scales at 50% of our melee damage at level 4, and only 25% at level 1. So the Nail actually adds a lot of base damage to this weapon. And Frozen Heart, similarly. Weapon damage gives us 10% elemental damage, so even though that's only 0.8 right now, that actually gives us sources of damage increases that we don't have at the moment. So these two items help our shurikens a lot, because they normally don't have a ton of base damage scaling, and that can increase it dramatically. Go ahead and pick up the... I guess we don't need Gecko, because we've got Sif's Relic already. Rip and Tear, though, this we can definitely take. This will help blow up enemies. We're buying a lot of melee damage. Shuriken and Shuriken. Snail I will pick up as well, and we probably want the bat. No, I guess we've got enough lifesteal. Rip and Tear with Shuriken is really fun, because it bounces through all the enemies and then they explode. And of course, Rip and Tear is like one of the #1 items for the Loud, since it lets you do more AoE damage, which is all this character cares about. Yeah, so that armored charger and that one, we kind of paralyzed it in place a little bit, so you can see we're pushing them away. Although, of course, when they actually start charging, they start ignoring knockback, because they're not quite immune, but almost immune to knockback when they're charging. Here... I could buy dodge. I don't think we need the dodge. I'm just going to take 20% attack speed. Our attack speed is very low, and we need to increase it. We'll take melee damage there. The Vigilante Ring will take on 17, 18, and 19, so that's 9% damage for 229. Our damage is actually quite low, our percent damage, so I think the Vigilante Ring will be worth it. Alien Tongue's more knockback. Another Shuriken, sure. Cyclops Worm, and we will roll. And I guess we'll buy another Vigilante Ring and another Shuriken, and roll. This Shuriken doesn't do anything, so let's go to wave 17. Alright, so here you can see we're really pushing the rib cages away. So when we bounce a shot into them, they don't seem to get pushed that much by the bouncing shots. It's only our actual attacks that are really pushing them, but that's because the rib cage has like bonus knockback when you attack it, and the bouncing shots are just applying the normal knockback. So it's getting pushed a little bit away, but not a ton. But yeah, I guess we're definitely keeping the rib cages away from us by hitting them with all this knockback. So that's kind of fun for the knockback. It is very funny watching the enemies get pushed away like this, though. Pen harvesting, I think we're just gonna roll here. I can take range. Our range is low. I don't think we need it, though. I'm gonna roll again. We'll take the attack speed. Nothing here that we want, so let's roll. Snowball doesn't do anything. We will take the Lost Duck and roll again. Another Rip and Tear and a roll here. And Little Muscly Dude and Tentacle. Level 1 Shuriken doesn't upgrade our attacks at all. Blood Leech here, I could take just for 5% more lifesteal, but I don't think we need it. I guess actually I should buy this one book, because we do have Fairy, so 1 regeneration for 30 is not terrible. Energy Bracelet for 4% crit chance. We're already over 100% crit, so I don't need to buy any more crit chance. I love the chaos of Shuriken Loud runs. It just, all the Shurikens bouncing everywhere, the explosions from Rip and Tear, and the sheer number of enemies on the field just makes them really fun. Just one of my favorite runs in Brotato. This might be my favorite character weapon combination because it's just so wild every time you play it. At this point in the game, I'm not going to take the explosive turret. Earlier, we would take it to help wave clear, because explosive turret's actually quite good for wave clear earlier on. But at this point, we don't really need it. We'll take the damage here, and recycle, attack speed, 9 crit chance we don't need. I'll just take more attack speed, and I guess some movement speed. Going up to 30% movement speed is definitely pretty nice for us. Take the mouse. Stone Skin. Losing 6% attack speed for 14 HP just doesn't seem necessary to me. We will take the metal and roll. And I'm not allowed to take the whetstone. I keep having to remind myself of that. Gummy Berserker does cost me 1 armor here, but gives 5% attack speed. I think we can do better than that. Let's go ahead and buy the compass. No, we've got 34 speed. We don't need it. Still don't need more lifesteal. I'm really not finding much that we actually want to buy at this point. Sniper gun, of course, is nice for precise weapons, even when you are just building shurikens. Because we actually have only 2 range damage, and I guess we have negative range, so we'd have to buy more range to make this gun work. But we're just going to stick with all shurikens. But the sniper gun is often worth looking at, because it scales really hard with just range. So if you have a decent amount of range, you can benefit from that weapon pretty heavily. Take the Ugly Tooth, and the Gambling Token I think will also help with our survivability on wave 20. Look at our character. Just looks so ridiculous under all the helmets and stuff. Broken Mouth just makes you look horrifying all the time. And the tentacle aliens are getting pushed away from us, but nothing else is really receiving any knockback, so I have to say the knockback experiment for this build at least was kind of a failure. It did not accomplish particularly much. We'll build 12% dodge here, and we will build our HP, just get a little bit more of that. Just kind of minimizing the chances that I randomly die in this last wave, though admittedly, those chances I would say are pretty low. We're going to keep rolling here. Still nothing that gives knockback. Structures can crit, 3% crit chance we don't need, but the pumpkin, this gets our piercing damage up to only negative 5%, so we're dealing a ton of additional damage this way. Let's go ahead and roll. I just want more damage, but I'll take dodge as well again, because it's one of the few things that actually increases our survivability at this point. Bag we don't need. Take the little muscly dude, and sure, why not? We'll buy the lumberjack shirt, and we're gonna go to wave 20 and see if we can kill the elites. Spoiler alert, we can kill the elite. We're just gonna clean them up here. Once you pass the hurdle of the horde waves and wave 9 and stuff like that on the Loud, your economy just gets so far ahead of other characters that you become quite powerful, which is one of the fun things about this character. And there we have it. So that was Shuriken Knockback with the Loud. The knockback component, we ended up with 19 knockback, and I still wasn't really seeing enemies get knocked back, to be honest. I think we'd have needed to get like 100 knockback to make it sort of visible. And I really think that they could multiply all of the knockback items by 3 or so to make this a more viable strategy, and it would be good for the game and be kind of fun. So if any developers are watching, that's one random guy on the internet's opinion. That knockback would be a more fun strategy, just if the numbers were quite a bit higher. For this run, though, we ended up with a lot of awesome stuff. 890 materials saved from Coupon, 4 gentle aliens, so a ton of extra enemies, 500 healing from tentacles, and 240 gain from bag. We ended up with positive harvesting, because we bought the blood donation and the crown. And Sift's relic, of course, was awesome for our shuriken build, as you might expect. 41,000 damage from the Rip and Tears, so pretty good damage output from those as well, though enemies were kind of dying in one hit anyways. Yeah, just a fun, awesome run. Definitely one that you can do if you're just looking to have a good time. You don't need to include the knockback component, though, of course, if you get a really sick knockback run, do let me know about it in the comments. As always, my friends, if you've enjoyed the video, feel free to leave said comments, and hit like on the video. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.